Hey, what's up, YouTube? JD here, come to hang out with you. Today I want to talk about parenting. I was listening to a radio show and they asked, what kind of parent are you? And they were talking about different types of parenting and they were having a full conversation about how people parent their children. And it made me think about everything from a different aspect. And I wanted to relay this out to you guys that watch my videos and I want to ask you the same question. What kind of parents are you? Do you know what kind of parents there are out there? Do you know what category you fall into? There's several kinds of parents, really. You have what they call the helicopter parent, and these are the people that hover over their kids 24/7. They never give their kids any kind of break from them. They smother them, and they keep them from ever experiencing anything in life, any kind of pain, any kind of happiness, any kind of sadness, anything that helps them learn to be a better person, anything that helps them learn how to deal with life. Uh, I want to apologize now for the lighting. I'm in a bad area, so I'm trying to do the best I can with it. But anyway, so you have these people that suffocate their kids, that keep them from really experiencing anything. And then you have, on the other end, you have what they call now the free range parents. Now, the free range parents are the ones that don't suffocate their kids. They don't put the boundaries on their kids that they should, and these are the kids that are most likely to end up missing, abused, molested. Or, on the other hand, they could be the ones that are most self-independent. These are the ones that can learn to live with life without relying on other people. They don't become dependent on people. They learn to rely on themselves, which most of us should know how to do by now. Now, what's the pros and cons of both of these parenting skills? What's the pros and cons of looking at both of these kind of techniques? Obviously, if you suffocate your children, like I said, they never learn to experience life. They never learn to deal with anything on their own. So now you're hindering them in their adult life. How are they going to deal with life as far as jobs and relationships and confrontation from those kind of things? They'll never learn to deal with it because their parents didn't give them a chance to learn. But if you're a free range parent, your children will never have that secureness, that sense of well-being that these other children have because they know they're safe. Now I understand when people become adults, their safety is their issue. But as a child, there's nothing more satisfying than knowing that you're safe because your parents are protecting you. I mean, what is the number one thing for a daughter? To know that daddy's arms are the safest place for her to be. I believe in that. Your children should always feel safe around you. They should always know that you got them protected. If you let them just go do whatever they want, then there's none of that kind of concrete foundation for them. Now, I'm not saying that there can't be a happy medium between the two, because obviously there are. I grew up in a strict house, but at the same time, I had my freedom. I went out and rode my bike and hung out with my friends and got a job, and I became pretty well rounded. Now, I do have my flaws like anybody else, and when it comes to being a parent, there is no handbook. There's nothing out there to tell you this is the right way or the wrong way. There's only suggestions. And those suggestions don't work for every child because they're all different, just like you and me. I really need to get a better camera, and I'm sorry about that. I know my eyes are all funny tonight. But as far as these kids go, we do the best we can. We learn. But we really have to focus more on what kind of parent are we going to be and what's going to be best for the child, because every child reacts differently to every kind of different situation. You can be strict with this child and they'll turn out fine, but if you're strict with this child, they turn out to be a monster. Or they turn out being timid and shy and unable to deal with any kind of controversy. We don't want our children turning out like that. We want them to be able to survive in this world. And if we send them out into the world timid, they'll never make it. But then there's those parents that are in the middle. They're strict at home and they're strict when it comes to school, but when their children are out in public, they're hellions. They're the kind of kids you want to pick up and beat the hell out of because they're just embarrassing to their family, and they're embarrassing to the people that allow these people into their stores. They're the kind of people that you're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you not have any kind of rules or any kind of control over your children? I know you've all been there. You've all seen this. How many times have you been in a store and be like, damn, I want to beat the hell out of that kid? It's not even my kid. But then you do see those parents that do beat the shit out of their kids, and you're like, damn, poor kid. But you know why? It's because he was acting like that 5 minutes ago. We got to get away from that, people. We got to learn a better way. We got to learn from our mistakes and from each child how they react to things. Now, my older 3 children I had a hard time with because I didn't spend as much time with them as I should have. I didn't have the discipline in place with them that I should have. It was more of a scare than a discipline. It was more of being afraid than respect. And that's what's missing from today's generation is the respect factor. You know, they started making this big blow-up deal about child abuse, beating your children. You know, sometimes a child needs a good ass whooping to get them back in shape. But they're like, no, 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 that just causes them to hit. Well, I'm sorry, but if you don't discipline your children in the proper way, they don't learn. And there is no respect for anybody or anything. They go through life just, unruly. And that's just not acceptable. We tell our children they have rules and regulations they need to follow, but parents need to have the same thing. Your children got to know that there is a foundation of rules and regulations out there that everybody must follow. And their parents are no different. Will we make mistakes? Of course we will. We're human. We weren't given that handbook that I wish we had. Raising your children is like being in a relationship, because no matter how long you're in the relationship, you never quit learning. You never stop trying to figure out how to do it better. I wish there was things I could change about my past and about my parenting abilities, but I can't. I can only learn from it and move on. And that's what we all got to do. So what kind of parent are you? Is there anything you'd change about yourself if you could, or if you knew you needed to? Do you ever look in the mirror and wonder why? How do I fix it? I do every day. Let me know where you're at. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what kind of parent you are. Leave a comment at the bottom. And as always, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up or share my video with your friends and family. Have them come by and check out my channel also. And if you haven't watched the rest of my videos, please start at the beginning and work your way through the progression. There's some great videos of my kid and some family members. There's all kinds of videos to check out. So check out my channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.